Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our 11th lesson. And first of all, I want to say that I'm sorry for being late this time because I went to Dubai during my holidays and I tried to record this lesson yesterday at the bus station of Riyadh, but it turned out to be very noisy, so I decided to do it again. But the good news is that this lesson is quite short, as you can see, unlike the previous one, because as it states here, this is a revision lesson. It contains only 2 new words, but we'll get to them. Let's start our reading. Well, the name of this text or this monologue is Bayti, and as we learned in the previous lesson, it's a possessive pronoun which means my, therefore it means Bayti, my house. And let's get started. هذا بيتي. This is my house. بيتي أمام المسجد. My house is in front of the mosque. Is in front of the mosque. بيتي جميل. My house is beautiful. فيه حديقة صغيرة. Well, فيه, that's a new word. فيه, it means in it. فيه, it means in it. And I want you to pay attention to this difference. Here it says فيه and here it says فيها. Why is it so? They both mean the same. In it. In it. But when we use this he, this ending he, we refer to a masculine word, but when we use this ha, we refer to a feminine word. Just like here, baytun, it's a masculine word. Man fil bayti, who is in the house? Al bayt, it's a masculine word because it doesn't have ta marbuta in the end. And therefore we say fihi. This he refers to al bayt, in it. Abi wa ummi, there are my father and my father. Fihi, in it. By it we imply this al-bayt. But you see, here is another example. When we use fiha, we refer to a word al-ghurfatu. Al-ghurfatu has ta marbuta in the end, therefore it's feminine, and therefore we use fiha. We use the ending ha. Man fil ghurfati, who is in the room. If you want to say in it, in the room, we have to say fiha, and ha refers to this al-ghurfa. Fiha akhi. So let's get back to our text. Here it says fihi. Why is it he? Because it's bayt, it's masculine. فيه حديقة صغيرة. هذه غرفتي. This is my room. فيها, you see, فيها نافذة كبيرة ومروحة جميلة. It says in it, or there are a big window. نافذة, it means window. Well, apparently we've learned this word. نافذة, it means window. And مروحة, it means vent. You know, this thing that blows at you, blows wind at you. So there are a big window and a beautiful vent in it. In it, by it we imply ghurfa. Therefore we say ha because it's feminine. هذا سريري وهذا كرسيي وهذا مكتبي. This is my bed and this is my chair. كرسي, chair, كرسيي. It means my chair. You see, this kursiyun it already has ya kursiyun. So it already has, let me show you, kursiyun. It already has by default this ya, this shadda, and therefore when we added this possessive pronoun ya, like my, we added one more ya, so it's like 3 ya in a row. Here we have 2 ya. Why 2? Because it's shadda. Shadda implies that there are 2 ya here. And then we added this third ya, which is a possessive pronoun, kursiyi. Kursiyi. That's how it's pronounced. Kursi, and then we added one more ya, yi. Just like here. So yeah, we just took this kursiyun and added this ya, and then we have this kursiyi. وهذا كرسيي, this is my chair. وهذا مكتبي, and this is my desk. مكتبي. ساعتي, my watch. Wow. ساعتي, my watch. وقلمي, and my pen. وكتابي, and my book. على المكتب, on the desk. على المكتب. So that's a literal translation, but when we translate it into English, we say there are my watch, my pen, and my book on the desk. That's how we say it. وحقيبتي تحت المكتب, and my backpack, or my bag, sorry, my bag is under the desk. نافذة غرفتي مفتوحة. مضاف إليه. نافذة غرفتي. The window of my room is open. نافذة غرفتي. The window of my room is open. هذه غرفة أخي. This is a room of my brother. وتلك غرفة أختي. And that room is for my sister, أختي. غرفة أخي كبيرة. You see this ta marbuta in the end, because it refers to غرفة, not to أخي, but to غرفة. So the room of my brother is big. وغرفة أختي صغيرة. And the room of my sister is small. غرفة أخي أمام غرفتي. The room of my brother is in front of my room. أمام, in front of. غرفتي, my room, in front of my room. وغرفة أختي أمام المطبخ. And the room of my sister. Why my sister? Because it has ya, the possessive pronoun at the end. The room of my sister is in front of the kitchen. Is in front of the kitchen. لي أخ واحد. I have one brother. اسمه أسامة. His name is Usama. It doesn't have tanween in the end, even though that's a proper man's name or male name, but because it has ta marbuta in the end, it has something feminine on the outside, and therefore, as we remember, feminine names, as feminine proper names, doesn't have tanween in the end, and this name, despite that this is a male name, it has ta marbuta in the end, and on the outside it means like it's feminine, therefore tanween disappears. We learned this in the previous lesson. If you want to, well, let's say, to recap that, you can get to the previous lesson. It's somewhere here, I remember. So wali ukhtun wahidatun, and I have one sister. Ishi akhi wahidun ukhtun wahidatun. Ismuha Su'adu. Her name is Su'adu. It's a proper female name, and proper female names don't take tanween in the end. أبي وأمي في تلك الغرفة الكبيرة. أبي وأمي في تلك الغرفة الكبيرة. My father and my mother in that big room. In that big room. أنا أحب أبي وأمي. I love my father and my mother. وأحب أخي وأختي. And I love my brother and sister. Well, أحب, it means I love, I like. أحب أبي, I love my father. وأمي وأخي وأختي. I love my father, my mother, my brother, and my sister. So yeah, أحب, it's translated as I love. And sometimes it's translated as I like. Yeah. In English you have two words, but in the Arabic language you can say أحب for both of them. I love or I like. Okay, تمارين. اقرأ واكتب. من في هذا البيت. اقرأ واكتب, it means read and write. So don't remember that you are supposed to write these exercises. من في هذا البيت. Who is in this house? Who is in this house? فيه حامد. There is Hamid in it. There is Hamid in it. ماذا في الحديقة في الحقيبة. What's in the back? فيها كتابي وقلمي ودفتري. There are my book, my pen, and my textbook in it. In it. من في السيارة. Who is in the car? فيها. Why is it ha? Because why is it not he? Because سيارة is feminine and it refers to سيارة, and therefore it has as the ending ha. It has ha as in the end. فيها أبي وأمي وأخي وأختي. There are my father, my mother, my sister, and my brother. Well, أخي, my brother, my sister, in it. من في مسجد أو من في مسجد الجامعة. من في مسجد الجامعة الآن. I had something on my screen, and therefore I thought that there is point here. There is dot here. That's what I thought, but that's a mistake. Okay. من في مسجد الجامعة الآن. Who is in the mosque of the university right now? ما فيه أحد. ما فيه أحد. There is nobody there. ما أحد, nobody. ما أحد فيه. So there is nobody in it. There is nobody in it. So in the last sentence is من في هذه الغرفة. Who is in this room. فيها المدير. There is a headmaster in it. So the second exercise, it says اقرأ. The first sentence is أحب أبي وأمي. As we've said earlier, أحب, it means I love. You see this alif with hamza on top? Well, when it's written like أحب, it implies that I love. But if we had instead of this alif ta, تحب, تحب, it would mean you love. If we had noun instead of this alif, نحب, it means we love. So yeah, it's different depending on which pronoun you imply in the verb, but we will get to these forms. So far we only have one form, I love. So in this exercise we learn how to say I love, not you love or we love or they love, but just I love. And I think that's good, that's a wise method, you know, just go step by step, just a little every lesson. Because if I were to give you all the forms like أحب تحب نحب تحبون نحب سبحانك اللهم, you would get lost. So alhamdulillah, it teaches you how to learn gradually. So yeah, أحب, it means I love, and that's enough for now. Remember this, أحب, I love. أحب أبي وأمي, it means I love my father and my brother. أحب أخي وأختي, I love my brother and sister. أحب زميلي, I love my friend or classmate. Yeah. أحب أستاذي, I love my أستاذ, I love my teacher. Well, that's how we call a teacher in the institute, أستاذ. يا أستاذ. I never heard someone say يا مدرس. مدرس is something more like official, I don't know. But أستاذي, it's more, I don't know, friendly or more private. So yeah, أستاذ, it means a teacher. It's someone who is teaching you so you would get better, you know, أستاذ. He wishes you only good, أستاذ. But مدرس is just مدرس, it's a person who is teaching. So yeah, أحب أستاذي, I love my أستاذ. So أحب الله. أحب الله, I love Allah. Allah has fatha in the end. And here we are introduced to the third state of the word, which is mansub. Well, in the previous lessons we've learned two states of the word. Marfu', which has dhamma in the end in 95% of the cases. Majroor, that has a kasra in the end in 95% of the cases. For example, if it's preceded by a pronoun, by a preposition fi, fil bayti. You remember that? Fil bayti, al bayti has kasra in the end, it's marfu, it's majroor. And here we have mansub, that has fatha in the end. So أحب الله, it means I love Allah. If we have well, let's take as an example this sentence. If we have something and action falls on it or falls upon it, it takes fatha. So أحب, that's an action, and it falls upon al-lugha, therefore it takes fatha. It means that I love the Arabic language. I love the Arabic language. I can't say أحب اللغة العربية, and I can't say أحب اللغة العربية. No, because when an action falls upon something, it takes fatha. And the same rule is applied here. أحب الله, I love, that's my action, and it directed towards Allah. So Allah takes fatha. Or just like here, أحب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, I love the Prophet. My love is an action, and it falls upon the Prophet, so it takes fatha, and it's mansub. Remember this term, remember all the three terms, marfu', majroor, mansub. They are all important. You will be meeting them all the time. Yeah, so that's it for this lesson. That was quite an easy lesson, I think. Just you need to digest it, to read this monologue 5 times, to do these exercises, and you will be good. You will understand all of it, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.